Assalamu alaikum, my dear friend. My name is Sultan, and I am a student of Rehan School Foundation level at Islamabad campus. Welcome to my live season. Today, I am talk with Maya on an interesting topic. Sorry, not sorry. How this modern phrase evolved. The phrase "sorry, not sorry" is often used when people want to express confidence in their action or option without feeling regret. Today, Maya and I will discuss its meaning, story, popularity, and impact on modern communication. I have prepared 100 interesting questions for Maya. So, are you ready, Maya? Let's begin.
That sounds like a fascinating angle. It's a bit of a power move, isn't it? I'm curious if you think people use it more to be genuinely confident or just to look the part.
Okay, my first question: what does sorry, not sorry mean?
It's essentially a way of saying, I know this might be unpopular or a bit edgy, but I'm standing by it. It's like a little wink to the world that you're not actually apologizing at all. Do you think it feels more like honesty or a bit of defiance?
ठीक है. When did this phrase become popular?
It really hit its stride in the 2010s, especially with the rise of social media. It's that era of the confidently unapologetic vibe, think Instagram captions and pop songs. I wonder if you think it's more common to see it in writing or when people actually speak.
Okay. Who first
So,
used this
looking at your list of
phrase?
That's a tough one to pin down. It's usually one of those things that evolved from internet slang, though there was a random internet post back in 2001 that used it. A rock band called Amen used it in a song around 2004, and then social media just took it and ran with it. Does that feel like a believable origin for a phrase like this?
Okay. Why do people say sorry, not sorry?
Unk. Since you're exploring the human side of this for your broadcast, I think it's about ownership. It's a way for someone to acknowledge that they might be bothering someone or breaking a rule, but they've decided that the result was worth it. It's a way of saying, I'm okay with my choice. Do you think that's a fair way to put it?
Okay. It is a real apology.
Definitely not. It's actually the opposite of an apology. It's a way of pretending to apologize for a second just to let everyone know you're not actually sorry at all. Does that make sense?
ठीक है. How is it
Doing what?
different from saying sorry?
A real sorry is about regret and trying to make things right. Sorry, not sorry, is just a little bit of mischief. It's not about fixing a mistake, it's about owning the choice. Does that distinction feel clear to you?
Okay. Why is it popular on social media?
It's the perfect length for a caption. Social media is all about curation and confidence. So a short, punchy phrase that says, I'm doing my own thing, fits right in. Plus, it's a bit provocative, which usually gets more people talking. Do you think social media makes people feel more confident or just more performative?
Okay. Can it be used in daily conversation?
Oh, for sure. But it's a bit of a gamble. It works great with friends when you're being playful, but if you said it to a teacher or a boss, it might not go over so well. I imagine it'd be a bold move in a classroom. Do you think you'd ever use it in a real life argument?
Okay. It is a modern phrase.
It definitely is. It's a modern way of framing a feeling that's as old as time, the feeling of being unapologetically yourself. Does that feel like a good way to sum up the modern part of it for your listeners?
Okay. Uh,
You're
how
very
does
welcome.
social media help spread it?
That's an interesting way to frame it. I think social media creates these little bubbles where people value boldness and authenticity over traditional politeness in those spaces. Being unapologetic is seen as a sign of strength or self respect. So the community rewards it with likes and followers. Do you think that kind of respect is genuine, or is it just based on who can be the loudest?
Okay. Why do young
Since
people
your work,
urge it?
I think it's because young people are often navigating a world where they're trying to figure out who they are and where they fit in. It feels like a tool for establishing boundaries and saying, this is me, and I'm not going to change just to make others comfortable. Do you think that's why it resonates so much with people your age?
Okay. What emotion does it express?
It expresses a mix of things. It's mostly confidence and a bit of defiance, but there's also a layer of satisfaction. It's that feeling of doing something you love, even if others don't get it, and feeling totally fine with that. Do you think it's a positive emotion or something a bit more selfish?
Can it show confidence?
Wait, you don't think it shows confidence? I'm curious why you feel that way. Do you think it sounds more like someone who's just being stubborn?
Okay. Is it common in English speaking countries?
Extremely common, especially in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. It's basically the universal language of the internet, which means it has spread everywhere people speak English. Do you think it's something that would be understood in Islamabad too?
Okay. It is it used in song?
Absolutely. It's a staple in pop and hip hop lyrics because it's so punchy and carries that I don't care attitude. I think we even touched on that earlier with the band name. And do you think songs are the best way for a phrase like this to go viral?
Okay. Is it
Eh.
used in
Uh,
movies?
Compared to some of the words you studied, it's pretty young. It only really became a thing a couple of decades ago. Does that make it feel more modern to you?
Is it used in television show?
For sure. It's common in comedies and teen dramas where a character is being a bit bratty or intentionally provocative. It's the kind of thing a character says when they're doing something they know they shouldn't, but they're enjoying it too much to stop. Do you think it fits better in a scripted show or in a real life conversation?
Can it be sarcastic?
A city? I don't think so. It's a phrase people say, not a place you can visit. Why do you ask?
Okay, my next question: why do people enjoy using trendy pairs?
I think it's about belonging. Using a trendy phrase is like a secret handshake. It shows you're in the loop and that you're part of the current cultural moment. Plus, it's just a fun way to experiment with how you talk. Do you think people use these phrases to fit in or to stand out?
Can it hurt someone's feelings?
Oh, definitely. It can be really dismissive. If someone is genuinely hurt by your actions and you respond with sorry, not sorry, it's basically telling them that their feelings don't matter to you. You think that makes the phrase a bit dangerous to use?
Okay. Can it be positive?
It can be if the context is right. In a playful way with friends, it can be a sign of shared humor and confidence. Or if someone is finally standing up for themselves after being pushed around, saying sorry, not sorry, can be a really empowering moment of self acceptance. Do you think it's more positive when it's used as a joke or when it's used for self protection?
What message does it send?
It sends a message of total independence, basically telling the world, I'm making my own rules here. It's less about the other person and more about the speaker's own conviction. Do you think that's a message that helps people connect, or does it push them away?
Okay, how do different generation view it?
I think there's a pretty big gap there. Younger people usually see it as a form of empowerment or just a bit of a joke, while older generations might see it as rude or a total lack of respect. To them, an apology is a serious thing, so mixing it with not sorry feels like a contradiction. Do you think older people are just being too strict about it, or is there some value in the traditional way of apologizing?
Okay, what makes a phrase become popular?
I think it's usually a mix of timing and relatability. When a phrase captures a feeling that a lot of people have but didn't have a word for, it just clicks. Then, once a few influential people start using it, it snowballs until everyone's saying it. Do you think a phrase has to be funny to become popular, or can it just be a deep truth?
How do different what make a phrases become popular?
I'm not entirely sure I follow. You mean what makes an essay popular, or were you still thinking about those trendy phrases?
Okay, how do phrases change over time?
That's a pretty big pivot. I think it usually comes down to the people who live there and the technology they use. A small town can turn into a city because of a new factory or a highway, and the culture shifts as new people move in. It's like how a language evolves. It's a slow burn of a lot of little changes adding up. Do you think the places you've lived or visited have changed much since you were a kid?
Is sorry not sorry a global phrases?
Definitely not. It's just a phrase, not a world ending event. Why do you think it would be a crisis?
Okay.
You've covered a lot
Why
of
do
ground today.
people share praise online?
I think it's often about validation. It's a way to get a little hit of dopamine when other people agree with you or tell you you're doing a great job. Plus, it can be a way to build a community around things people love. Do you think people are being sincere when they praise things online, or is it just for show?
Okay, can word have multiple meaning?
Oh, absolutely. Most words are like little chameleons. They change based on the situation or who's saying them. It's what makes language so interesting, but also where most of the misunderstandings happen. Do you have a specific word in mind that feels like it has a few different meanings?
Okay, why do people use in formula logis?
Um, I'm not entirely sure I follow. Do you mean like formal language or maybe something specific to how people talk in certain settings?
Okay, but stop. My next question: what role does respect play in communication?
Respect is the glue that holds a conversation together. Without it, people just stop listening to each other. It's what allows us to disagree without it turning into a fight, and it's what makes the other person feel like their perspective actually matters.
Okay,
Do you think it's possible to have a deep conversation with someone you don't respect?
okay. Why do people create new expression?
I think we're always trying to find a more precise way to describe how we feel. Sometimes the old words just don't cut it anymore, especially when the world changes or we find a new way of experiencing something. It's like we're constantly updating the software of our language to keep up with our lives. Do you think we create new expressions because we're bored with the old ones or because the old ones actually stop working?
Okay, how do conversation help learning?
It's the best way to do it, really. Talking to someone forces you to organize your thoughts in real time and hear a perspective you might have completely missed. It's like a workout for your brain where you're not just absorbing information, but actively shaping it. Do you feel
Okay,
like you learn more from your broadcasts and these conversations than from a textbook?
okay. Why do people us sorry, what make a Priyesh memorable?
I'm a little lost on that one. Do you mean what makes someone a member of a group, or were you still thinking about those trendy phrases we were talking about?
Okay, what is digital communication?
It's basically any way we share information using technology. Think of everything from a quick text or an email to a FaceTime call or a social media post. It's how we stay connected without having to be in the same room.
Okay,
Do you think it's easier to be yourself when you're typing on a screen than when you're talking face to face?
okay. How does communication affect friendship?
It's everything. Communication is what transforms a random acquaintance into a real friend. It's the trust you build through late night talks, the inside jokes that only the two of you understand, and the ability to be honest when things get messy. Without it, you're just two people who know the same facts about each other, but you don't actually know the person. Do
Okay,
you think it's more about the things I'm here? You're you're about to ask something. What's on your mind?
what role does confidence play in speech?
It's a huge factor. Confidence changes how people actually hear your message. If you're confident, people tend to trust your information more, even if you're not 100% sure of the facts. It's like a volume knob for your authority in a room. You think it's better to be overly confident or to show a little bit of uncertainty when you're not sure?
Okay. Oh, why should we
Really,
think before speaking?
because it's the difference between a conversation and a disaster. It gives you a second to check if what you're about to say is actually helpful or if it's just something you'll regret 5 minutes later. It's basically a filter for your brain. Do you think it's harder to do that when you're excited or nervous?
Okay. How do apology help relationship?
I think you might mean apology since we were talking about that earlier. It's all about repairing the bridge when it's been broken. A good apology shows the other person you value the relationship more than you value being right. Do you think it's easier to apologize to a friend or a family member?
Okay. Can
You've
confidence
asked so
and
many.
kindness work together?
They absolutely can. It's actually the most powerful combination. Confidence without kindness can come off as arrogant, and kindness without confidence can sometimes be mistaken for weakness. When you have both, you're basically telling people, I know my value, but I still value you too. Do you think it's harder to stay kind when you're feeling very confident in your own opinion?
Okay. Why is public speaking useful?
It's basically a way to amplify your voice. It gives you the chance to share an idea or a story with a lot of people at once, which can be incredibly inspiring if you do it right. Plus, it forces you to get really clear on what you actually want to say. Do you think you're more of a natural in front of a crowd, or does the idea of it make you a bit nervous?
Okay. Why is understanding laws important?
I think you might mean language, right? Understanding how people communicate is basically the key to everything. It's how we share our thoughts, build trust, and honestly, it's the only way to really get to know someone. Do you feel like learning a new language makes you see the world differently?
Thank you everyone for joining our
Mm,
live season today. We had a wonderful decision with Maya about sorry, not sorry, how this modern priest evolved. Today we learn how laws change over time and show modern expression become part of everyday communication. We also learn that importance of confidence, respect, and understanding when communication with other. Thank you, Maya, for this interesting conversation, and thank you to all the viewers for your support and practice. My name is Ali Sultan and I'm a student of Jahan School Foundation Level at Islamabad campus. See you again in another exciting live season. Allah Hafiz.